Welcome to Money Making Conversations. I am your host, Rushion McDonald. Like I said, every episode, it's time to stop reading other people's success stories and start writing your own. And we talk about gifts, we talk about passion. Well, lead with your gifts. And don't let your age, friends, family, or coworkers stop you from planning or living your dreams. My interviews on this show is about and with celebrities, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and people I like to call industry decision makers. My next guest is Tamela Mann. She is a Grammy Award winner, BET Award winner, Billboard Music Award winner, NAACP Image Award winner, Gospel Music Stellar Award winner, GMA Dove Award winner, songwriter, producer, and businesswoman. As an actress, she stars in Tyler Perry's Assisted Living on BET. Tyler Perry's Assisted Living is the #1 new scripted series for African Americans 18 to 49 and 25 to 54. And I'm not through, y'all. Tamela's on the show to talk about her career and her new gospel album, Overcomer, a compelling collection of songs that takes the listener on the journey Tamela has been traveling the past few years. Please welcome, we always have a good time. She puts a smile on my face and she inspires my viewers and my listeners. Tamela Mann to Money Making Conversations. Tamela.
What's going on? Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and I always got a lot to say when you come on the show. You look fantastic. I see awards behind you. Are they blessings? People always say, when you achieve a certain level, it can be a blessing and a curse. Talk about that experience of being successful, Tamela Mann.
Well, I won't say it's a curse, but sometimes you're not going to please. The thing I've learned is you're not going to please everybody. Mm-hmm. So I enjoy it. I mean, I'm just living, as the kids say now, I'm living my best life. And I really thank God for the favor that he's given me. But thank God for the awards, but I don't try not to get caught up into all of that. I just like serving. I just love serving.
Well, I look at Tom Brady when he won the Super Bowl, he said he wanted to win another Super Bowl. And I think that's what we have to understand, that don't hold on sometimes to what you've accomplished. Look at what you can do. And I've always felt that about you. I love David, your husband, to death. And today I got you by yourself today to talk about the things you're doing for your career. Because it always seems that sometimes when you are married, you can get caught up and people just think you can only do things as a pair. You don't have a life. But I've always seen you as an individual and saw him as a successful individual. Talk about that relationship as a couple and then defining yourself as Tamela Mann.
As a couple, I can say for myself, I look at us as being a powerful couple because of us believing and supporting one another. And we just try to be examples for other people to see that you can work together and, be some shakers and be some movers to get some things done, because we're just really sent to be encouragers. And as individuals, it works for us because we're not jealous of each other. We're in each other's corners. We have each other's best interest at heart, and making whatever that goal is or desire that you have, we want to make it come to pass for each other. Like now, David done got my career off and going, and now I want him. I told him, let's do it. Let's go do whatever you need to do or want to do. Let's make that happen. And we're just used to allowing each other to have that light. If it's his time to be in the light, I'm cool with just standing in the background cheering him on, and vice versa for me.
Well, the beauty of being in the background, you really ain't in the background, Tamela. Okay, you're so much in the
forefront. To be in the background.
You're so much in front of everybody. You're in front of me. You're in front of Steve Harvey. You're in front of a lot of people, girl, especially in that gospel world. And that's a beautiful thing because we don't know the journeys that we see. All we do is wake up in the morning. We feel blessed because God allowed us. I always tell people, alarm clock doesn't wake me up. God woke me up. Alarm clock just have to be some physical tool that reminds me that I can get up at a certain time. But I get up. But I look at your schedule. And I'm going to just tell y'all something about Tamela Mann. These hard working should be her middle name. Hard working should be David Mann's middle name. While working on her album, Overcomer, she filmed 2 movies, Soul Santa and the new Tyler Perry's movie, Medea. Because remember, Tyler said he wasn't going to do Medea no more. Okay?
Right.
But they roll that check in front of you, make you do a lot of things. Okay?
You know what? But he wanted to bring laughter, too. And let me defend my brother. We've been going through so much. He was like, I just wanted us to get together and make people laugh again. So he It's really, this movie, Medea's Homecoming, is going to make y'all laugh. I'm telling you, it's some funny junk going on in this movie. And when y'all see what's going on with Mr. Brown, I tell you, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna tell you something, Tamela. I can see Tyler Perry at the Netflix office, right? I ain't ever gonna do Madea no more. Then that man wrote some numbers out. He probably broke out the Madea right there. What y'all want? What y'all want, girl? What y'all want? Start calling y'all from Netflix. Girl, Mr. Brown, tell Mr. Brown to get them clothes out that closet. Madea is back in the filmmaking business.
Right, get the gang together. Right.
I love it. Now tell us about Soul Santa now. Because we know what Madea is. Soul Santa.
And that's the whole, Soul Santa is going to be something really different for us. As a couple, we still as a couple, but we have some disagreements going on here, but it's serious. Right. It's a drama. Normally, we have comedy and drama, but this time it's just more drama. And David you'll get to see him in a different light. And I really believe it's a really, really cute, loving Christmas movie. It's just going to put you in a Christmas spirit.
Well, the thing about that, when I talk about, I always look at Kevin Hart, and I always tell people Kevin Hart's going to win the Oscar. Because he can really act. He's structured his career where you can accept him as a comedian, and now you can accept him as a serious actor. And I've always seen David, and because he's a person, when you sit down and talk to him, you can just see that other side of him. Because he's not a guy who has to be on all the time to entertain you. And that allows me to let him know that he can cross over and be serious. He can cross over and be focused. He can cross over and be with the role. So when you start seeing him and the script came to you, what were your thoughts of the opportunity, and what was his thoughts that he shared with you when he saw he had to do a more serious role?
He was serious, and he was serious, happy about it. Mm-hmm. And for him to be serious, it was hard on, like when we were recording it, filming it, some things he wanted to bring in some comedy, but he had to really structure himself to just be straight. And Terry Vaughn was our director. And boy, when I tell you she was working with us, she was like, no, we're not doing anything like sitcoms. It's straight. I don't want no laughter right here. So it was really challenging, but a great challenge for him. And even to the extent that he was a drinker in the movie, so he had to be drunk. So that was something totally different for him. Right. So it's crazy. It's really crazy, but he did it. He did a great job.
And all this was done during the pandemic. Okay.
Yes.
Which means that we're gonna get to some more stuff you done because you was busy during the pandemic. Pandemic didn't slow you down.
It didn't. Thank the Lord. It really didn't.
So how was that done? When you guys quarantined on his compound? How were you able to do these movies and feel still comfortable that you could be safe and your family was safe when you saw him again?
On the compound with Tyler Perry Studios, yes. Once you had to test before you got in. We tested like 2 to 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. And it was like, once you got on, you couldn't leave. Okay. So we were on campus the whole time that we were there filming, which was great. Tyler made sure that everybody had everything they needed. It was incredible. It was expensive for him, but it was very incredible how he took care of everybody. And safety was the first thing that they pumped that into us with being right up on each other and still social distance and all of that. Mm-hmm. Then when we did the movie, we were being tested as well 2 or 3 times a week. And it was not so as confined as the base of Tyler Perry Studios, but they kind of told us they didn't really want us going out. It's like we would go film, test, and be like right in the hotel pretty much. They had everybody stay at one hotel. They almost rented out the whole hotel for everybody. So it would just be us there. But we tested like 2 to 3 times a week, and they were really pushing, social distance and keeping your mask on. And the actors, we had to do these shields once they put your makeup on, but everybody had to be masked up, like hair and makeup had to have on 2 masks. like a mask and a shield.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So everybody was being very careful.
That's awesome.
We've been really blessed.
So now we got the 2 movies. We got the Soul Santa out the way. We got the Tyler Perry Madea film out the way. Then she shot 2 seasons. I'm talking about she being Tamela Mann, shot 2 seasons of Tyler Perry's Assisted Living. Woo! Girl, okay, how you interviewing with me? Why you ain't tired?
Well, I was tired, so I had to push. I took a few breaks. I took some breaks, but and then too working on the music. But you know what? You have to kind of work while it's day. You have to just keep going while you can, because you don't know what we do. You don't know what's going to happen next, so you kind of have to work when it's time to work. And I think
a lot of people don't do that.
When it's time to play, then you play.
A lot of people don't do that. They put restrictions on what they can do. They'll say something like, I'll do it later. Or that opportunity going to come back around. And that's not always true.
That's not. It's not.
And so
it's not true that it's going to come back. They may go get somebody else.
Absolutely.
And
the thing that I love about
that opportunity.
That I love about you, because I always talk about you being a businesswoman, was the launch of your clothing line, the Tamela Mann collection. Because to me, because I love seeing talent. I love seeing gifted people, but some people just can see you in that lane and think that's all you can do. And that's what I always champion your businesswoman side of you. Every time I talk to you, we talk business. So talk about that whole the Tamela Mann collection. How did it get started, and what motivated you to do it?
What motivated me to do it was trying to go find some nice things for plus size.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because, a lot of times when it comes to our fabrics, they have some stuff that look like tablecloths, and we don't want to look like a tablecloth. Right. Even though we may be thick, we don't want to look like it. We want to look cute too. So I was really tuned in on like the plus size thick ladies. I don't even like the word plus size. I say thick, nice with our curves everywhere. Wherever your curves are, I like that. That's word thick. So sizes 12 to 32, it was for your everyday woman. Something nice and comfortable is what we were aiming for. And the quality, it's all about Tamela Mann collection with the quality of work and how well it's put together. So when I'm talking to the manager, which is my daughter-in-law that runs it, and the other lady that helps us with distribution, I'm all about pushing the fabrics that we choose. My daughter and my daughter-in-law, all 3 of us, and they're younger, so we trying to help for my age group and the younger age group, so we can have something for everybody. So we try to, dress up. I want it to be cute, comfortable, where you can do your errands, actually work out in it.
Yes.
Those comfortable clothes you can just throw on and throw and go. Ain't got to worry about ironing it. Things like that. That's how that came about. It's something comfortable and cute for our thick ladies.
Right. So tell David to do the same thing for me. Because when I get out these suits, I just want some comfortable stuff that I can just go out in the yard, or I can just go to the store, I go to Home Depot, or go to the Kroger's or whatever. Comfortable, but look good though. I still gotta have my little style on me, have my flavor. That's what you're saying your clothing line is. You can look comfortable, you can feel comfortable, but you still look good and cute.
Yes.
The Tamela Mann collection. That's what we're talking about. Now this leads to the song "He Did It For Me." Now when I heard that title, "He Did It For Me," that resonated with me, because I'm not a person I'm gonna tell you straight up I'm not a churchgoer. I'm not a person who can recite quotes from the Bible. I'm not gonna even say that. But that my faith, you cannot question that, because I am strong in my faith. I'm strong in my belief that I'm blessed to be here. I wake up because of the mercy of God. My family is here because of the blessings that He provides for me to be able to take care of them. And the fact that I come home every day is tied to His blessings. So when I hear He did it for me, what did it resonate to you? Because you created the song. You sing the song.
He did it for me comes from a place. I did an interview, and then I got back of someone saying, that I'm doing a lot of things and a lot of doors are opening for me, and why is she getting all of these things? And it really hurt me to the core, honestly, where it brought me to tears, where I'm not out here. No one is handing me anything. We work for everything that we have. And I was talking to a producer, which was Phil Bryan at the time, and I was like, man, this don't come easy, the gifts that we have. And I just didn't understand why the words were being said. Why is everything coming to her? Why? Like I guess it looks easy, but it's not easy for me. Mm-hmm. And I just really didn't understand, honestly. Right. Mm-hmm. So I was like, it was God who did this for me. Right. I didn't do it for myself. It was the favor that he's placed upon my life with the work that I've put in. Mm-hmm. And that's how he did it for me, came about. That it's no goodness of my own, but the Lord saw fit to bless me.
Well, the interesting thing about it is that I look at my life, and I look at your life too, because we've known each other a long time. And when you're young, when you're young in your 20s and 30s, you don't see 40s and 50s. You just don't see it. And then I look at young people being successful in their 20s and 30s, and I often think, do they understand how much it takes to get to the 40s and 50s with that same level of success? And then I realized I'm blessed. I'm blessed because I work hard, but I'm blessed because the opportunity presented to me. And I guess what I'm just trying to say to you is that he did it for me. Really, it's a testimony to that. You understood at 20, he did it for you. 30, he did it for you. In your 40s and older, he did it for you. So, yes. And a lot of people don't understand that. They get lost because they only live it for the moment. Because I tell people, I'm going to live as long as, I don't know what retirement means. I don't know how you're supposed to walk at 50 or 60 or 70, but Rushion going to walk like Rushion. Rushion going to dress like Rushion. And I think that when I hear the title, he did it for me, that's all you're saying. Don't criticize me for what I'm achieving, because I'm not trying to take credit for what I'm achieving. Exactly.
That's so true. That's true. And I think sometimes people feel like, give me a shot. But, once upon a time in my life, I can't say I would be looking like, Lord, why I'm not being blessed. But once I honestly start putting the work in and start believing what I prayed for, that's when the Lord started moving in my behalf, because my faith started standing on its own to trust God, to be God.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he started doing it for me.
Right. Now, when we think about your life, I got on the scale the other day. I just recently had a gallbladder surgery, like 3 weeks ago. And
girl, what you doing at work?
Girl, I'm gonna tell you something. I enjoy my life. Okay, God told me I can get up. I'm just telling you, Tamela. Don't be criticizing me for sitting up here interviewing you. Okay. I keep telling you, God woke me up, say, okay, it's good. I'm not pushing myself. I ain't out there running no marathon. I'm not on no balance beam. Okay, I'm not doing none of that. I'm just getting up, putting on a nice suit, sitting in the air conditioning room, interviewing a friend. Okay, you can stop. Okay, so I had gallbladder surgery, and so my stupid behind, I'm taking Alka-Seltzer, I'm talking Tums, I'm thinking it's a stomach ache. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do. We don't realize our body's talking to us. We try to ignore and try to remedy a certain needs. So recently, in your life, this journey we're talking to that led you to the album that we're going to hear, The Overcomer, you had double knee surgery, you had physical therapy, you went on a wellness journey. Talk about that, because I always tell people on the show, I try to present a life that I'm not perfect. I try to present a life that I make mistakes, that sometimes I don't understand, because people look at me like I know it all, I'm successful, I don't have any problems, or, I don't have any money issues. I do have money issues every day. And so
that's right.
You had double knee surgery, you had physical. Talk about that whole journey of wellness for you that makes you comfortable to talk about it today, okay?
Well, that's how Overcomer came about. The last 5 or 6 years, I was actually working in pain, dancing around, doing filming. All of these things were happening, and I would be in so much pain. And, but while I was working, it's like it didn't bother me. But once I came off stage or sit down, my knees would be hurting me so bad. Mm-hmm. And after going through the surgery, not knowing how I was going to, if everything was going to work properly, if my body was going to adjust to this material being in my body. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Lord, I need you to help me overcome this. And then with the wellness thing, again, it's like I didn't want to be a liability on my family. So It's like, you got to do something different. if you want some different results. So that's why I took the album, the name Overcomer, because it's a day by day walk that by faith, I'm going to overcome. I'm overcoming. I've lost some weight, but I still got goals that I want to reach. I want to complete and finish that I've started. And with the knees and everything, I went through the therapy, like you said, and it's like every day, it's getting better and better. It's been 2 years, July. So it's like I'm getting better and better. And I just want to be like that even in my life. Right. I just want to get better. I don't want to be, even though I'm in my 50s, I still want to be able to learn from somebody. I can learn from a young person or even an older person. I'm open to receive. If it's going to make me better, I'm willing to do that. Well, so that's how I'm working at being an overcomer every day. And I'm encouraging those who are watching and listening that we all can overcome and we can conquer.
Well, come on now. Yo, you special now. The two songs on the album, Overcomer and Conquer. She just slipped that in so smooth. That's what I was dealing with a pro. So you can overcome and you can conquer.
That's how it came about, Sean. Is the word started with completion, and when I looked the word up, finish is in it. So I realized a lot of things we've started in our lives, and in my own life, I took it personal. All these songs I took them personal. I've started things that, you start cleaning up in a room, and before you know it, started another room and you haven't even finished completing that task. So my thing is to stay focused and finish. This album, we started with finished work. The work that God has begun in us, we're going to finish. And with his help, we're going to complete it. Right. And then the album, the last song on the album is called Finish, that we will finish and we're going to finish well.
Well, the beauty of this, you've always had people write songs for you. You always never participated in that side of it. Talk about that, because, it's about confidence, too. It's about, what you write makes sense. Well, if you told somebody you wrote this, would they look at you and just pacify you, and then say, that's good, but then slide something else in front of
you? You're anointed to do what you do. Because those are my exact thoughts as a songwriter. Is this going to make sense? I don't know. And I mean, me and my daughter was sitting with the producer, and he really helped me he did it for me. He helped me to really realize that my words, and even with Travis Green, he wrote Finish. I sit and talk to him for about an hour of what I wanted to talk about. And he took all my words and put them into Finish. And the same thing he did it for me, with Phil, and all of us just working together. It's like he helped my confidence come alive. Like dealing with, sometimes, it takes you switching up and doing something with somebody else to stir up the gift in you. And that's what's happened on this album, that I realized that my words can be good and that they are important, and that they're not too small, that they can be used.
Absolutely. That when she says Phil, she's talking about Philip Bryant and my boy Kurt Franklin, those on there, with Travis Green, who I love to death. Travis Green, I love to death. I got to get him back on the show. And then you have my boy, I call him the church outlaw, Todd Delaney. Whoa, got him on there. Got Todd Delaney on there. How you get Todd Delaney, the church outlaw?
Call him and tell him outlaw. That is good for him.
How you get the church outlaw on your album, church girl? Huh? Overcomer, conqueror. He did it for me.
I called Todd and I said, Todd, I want to talk about finishing. I said, I want to talk about the work that we've begun in the Lord to finish. And when I tell you, he called me back, and it was a scratch of him playing on the piano, and I said, this is it.
Yes.
So we wound up going to Chicago with his band and singers and recording it live.
Yeah.
With his producer,
Duke and Earl, and all them folks up there. Yeah.
And man, I tell you, it was like a heavenly experience. And we was in a sanctuary with just us and just a very few people that work at the church. But when I tell you, it was like the Lord met us there. And I'm so excited, because it's like another side of me that no one's seen or heard on finished work. And I'm just geeked and nervous for every, of course, when you come with new music, you don't know what people going to receive and all that. But I just believe in my heart that the God has given me is going to really be able to bless the people. And that's my goal, is to bring hope, inspiration, and let people know that the mercies of God still exist on this earth. Right. And everybody is not out to get us, and that we can accomplish those things that God has begun in us. He's a healer, that he can heal us of all manner of diseases that's going on in the world. We don't have to walk in fear. If we do what we need to do and do what we're supposed to do, we're going to work out and we're going to be fine.
Tamela, I Aretha Franklin, one of my all-time favorites, when she did The Amazing Grace. And I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I see you, I see that moment. There's going to be a moment when you're going to just settle into understanding all your blessings. Like, that's why this album is special, Overcomer, because you finally step past that thing that just said, my words have value. That I can write it down and it's going to mean something to somebody else because it means something to me. See, the next thing is going to be like that little journey you went up to Chicago and did with Todd. The next time, all y'all going to be in the room. Travis Green going to be in the room with you. Kurt Franklin going to be in the room. Philip Bryan, Kimbrough going to be in the room with you. And it's going to be about you. Telling everybody, about the King. About he did it for me. Talk about the conqueror. Talk about all these journeys that mean something. And I just want to let you know, this album is a blessing for you, because finally, I think that's the final step. Because every time I interview you, I love David. I'm always stepping into you because I know you're a person, have all these great talents, you kind of background it a little bit. And David has pushed you out there, and finally you feel the anointment of who you and what you can be. I'm just so happy for you. I am so happy for you.
Thank you so much. You're bringing tears to my eyes. So thank you so much for that encouragement. That's great. That's great.
I know. Then every time I come on the show, I got to talk about the family, because you mentioned your daughter earlier, and y'all went out on tour a couple of years before the pandemic. Was all over the country doing the Tilly Man Entertainment Tour. Talk about the family. How's it all coming together? How they went through the pandemic and all that good stuff. Just talk about the journey that you and your husband are putting together in the future that y'all gonna have for us. Because we already know you got movies coming out, TV shows coming out, album, The Overcomer coming out. What's coming out with you and your husband? I got to go back to the family core now.
And my daughter, Tia, the youngest one, vocal produced me in the album. She had her hand in everything. And her boyfriend, his name is Justin Pearson. They're actually sitting right here with me right now. And it's amazing how they were able to help. They took a relief off of David Sr. and they stepped into the role. And I mean, they really stepped into the role to help me with this thing. And it's been incredible just to see her develop and for her skills to come out. And for all of us to see that this hidden and fear that she's had, it's like finally she's stepping into herself and into her own. And, even like everybody, with my other daughter that works in the company, Portia, and then David Jr., everybody is finding their rightful place, which is causing the company to grow. And, and I have to pray hard, because once everything gets really smooth, the enemy tries to show his head. Right. And it's like, of course, to try to bring discord and try to mess things up. But he's doing his job. That's why I have to stay on my job praying. Mm-hmm. And we have to stay on our job in what we need to be doing and staying in our lane to make this thing grow. Because even as individuals, they have great talents of their own that I really appreciate and thank God for the Lord stirring up. But I always tell them, you got to keep God as your base. If you want to be blessed, this is how your mom and dad has been blessed. It's been the favor of God. It's been God keeping his hand on our lives. I can't take no credit for none of it. It's all been God using us and directing us.
As you said. Well, we laugh with her. We've seen her grow as a young lady, as a wife, as a mom. But her new CD, An Overcomer. Tamela Mann has been more involved than ever in this songwriting, lending her input to nearly every track. Never has she been more creative with her vision, been more powerful, or her heart more open than this collection of poignant songs. The past few years, you've seen the physical setbacks. You've seen her overcome them. You've seen her smile when she had pain in her body. But what's never stopped me is telling you I love you, telling you I love your husband, and thank you for coming on Money Making Conversations again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This has been a joy today. You got me hyped up. Now, boy, I hope whoever's after you today is gonna be as hyped. I know they're not. Because you got your own vein. You in the lane all by yourself. Thank you so much, Rashad. As usual, you're a blessing to me and you're a blessing to our community. Thank you for sharing and bringing us some good information. Thank you so much.
Cool. If you want to hear any of my interviews on Money Making Conversations or see any of my interviews on Money Making Conversations, please go to moneymakingconversation.com. I'm Rushion McDonald. I am your host.